CERN, the solar eclipse, Project Bluebeam, and all of the conspiracy theories tonight on this show. Good evening, savages, and welcome back to another episode of Savagely Paranormal.
Tongue twisters.
Yes, and all of our conspiracy theories and tongue twisters. Tonight, our main focus is all of the weird things.
Yeah.
The paranormal, if you will, that are not necessarily ghosts and cryptids and such. So,
But if it's not normal, it's
paranormal, yes. So, so yes, we're clearly seriously amused tonight. So, our first topic, I think, is the solar eclipse, right?
yeah. In 2 days, we are in the path of totality.
Yes. And this eclipse and the last eclipse, where it lands, makes a giant cross.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird. Kind of interesting.
That's a whole conspiracy theory in and of itself.
Right. They're saying that this one travels through at least 7 cities from the Bible. Mm-hmm. Which is a little...
Well,
That's a little sketchy.
In the grand scheme of things, it's really not, because how many names of cities are from the Bible?
Probably a lot. But,
So,
like,
if
they
you
had a lot
think-
from the last round, too, though. So now everyone is like, this is the end of the world because there's more names from
Yeah.
the Bible and all that.
I mean, it could
Stuff.
be.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows. It could be.
It could be. We don't know. But, like, we've seen a lot, like, an uptick in paranormal activity in the last, like, couple weeks.
Well,
If you've seen our show from last week.
we had the full moon. We have Mercury in retrograde. We have the solar eclipse. So you've got a whole host of energy going on, and
It's a whole lot of celestial events in a month, not even a month, in like a 3-week span.
everybody on the planet has basically lost their
Ever-loving mind.
Yes.
Yeah. 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 It's like Murphy's Law on
Crack.
drugs. It's like Murphy's Law on crack. Like, what can go wrong has gone wrong for a lot of people. And then, like, other people are like, oh, yeah, this is the greatest time
Yeah.
on the face
I
of the
don't feel
planet.
anything. Well, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because most of, like, in a lot of, like, the psychic communities and stuff that I belong to, like, on Facebook and TikTok and Reddit and stuff, like, everyone is like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why is this all happening at once? Everybody's getting, like, slapped with, like, new abilities. And,
Nobody can sleep.
yeah.
Everybody's just like on the verge of stabbing somebody.
Yeah. It's been a wild ride since last podcast this week.
Yeah. It's been fun.
It's been so fun. So fun.
So they're saying with the eclipse, there's a gazillion conspiracy theories out there.
Yeah.
What is possibly going to happen with the eclipse?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. They're like, the end of days, because it's our second big, major, huge one. And this one, the moon is closer to us. Mm-hmm. So everyone is like, oh no, that means that it's the end of the world. And
then the devil's comet's going right along with it. So
Yeah.
then, oh no, the devil's comet means we're going to unleash demons and this and that. And
I mean, have they not seen, like, the local politics lately?
Right.
So, I mean...
they pretty much walk among us as it is.
Right. So, I mean, how much worse can it be?
Don't ever ask that question.
What?
Are you new? Are you new?
No, but I mean, given the state of the world now,
Yeah, well,
how bad could it be?
it could get worse.
It could.
And that's kind of scary. I mean, it is pretty much at its tipping point.
right. It's been a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of chaos and mass chaos.
Yeah. And it's kind of weird because, like, we talked about this the last podcast, where there are cities that are putting out like state of emergency, telling people to stock up on food and water to last for at least a week, and make sure you have cash on hand, and make sure your gas tank's filled up, and this, that, and the other.
Why?
What do you know that we don't know?
Right. Like, but why? Like, it's just a solar eclipse. So, like, why is everybody losing their mind? Like, those happen, like, often enough that you would think that it wouldn't be, like,
I get
that huge of a deal.
I get it for the simple fact that because the totality is where we live, there's going to be a lot of people supposedly coming to this area. They're supposed to start coming in this weekend. Like, hotels are booked up and everything. They're expecting, like, mass chaos with traffic and such.
Yeah.
But why do we need to stock up on supplies and necessities for a week for something that happens on Monday?
I don't know, because maybe they think that everyone is going to get stuck here for, like, the entire week or something. Who knows? I don't know.
It's
People
weird.
are weird, and weird things happen when, you know, you have Mercury retrograde and the full moon, the Devil's Comet, the solar eclipse, all within, like, a 3-week time period. So, who knows?
I don't know. We do have, like, the what's it called? The solar stuff too.
Yeah.
Which has been creating havoc on the computers and such.
Yeah.
So, are they expecting that to get worse with the eclipse? Like, maybe causing, like, computer problems for airplanes and
Car
such?
problems for people. I mean, it's possible. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting that everybody is losing their minds over something that I wouldn't think was that big of a deal. I mean, I guess, like, totality is kind of a big deal, but, like...
And we got people on the street corners selling T-shirts and stuff.
Like, it's a little weird, but, I mean, it happened in Brazil and stuff, like, in the southern America, and everybody lost their mind because that's where everybody went.
Yeah.
And then, like, everybody was there, so they didn't have a way to do anything.
Right. I mean, it is kind of cool. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing for the most part.
Right. For totality, yeah.
So it's cool. And I get all that, but I just wonder why. Why are you warning us to be so prepared?
And why is it only specific cities warning and not others?
Right.
Like, we're in totality, and our city didn't issue any of those warnings, but a town like 15 minutes away from us did.
Right.
That's weird.
The only, and I guess this isn't like a huge thing, but one difference between that town and ours is quote unquote more rural.
Yeah,
so we
like
do have a
farmland
lot
and
of
stuff.
people who have stockpiles of things just because that is their way of life. Or could it be simply that they don't want everybody absolutely going crazy, and
better to be safe than sorry, and have some people prepared and then others that need the groceries to go grocery shopping. I don't know. It's possible. It's weird, but it's not like the weirdest thing that we've ever seen. But
I know.
I mean, a lot of our friends, like, from, like, first responders and stuff, they're experiencing, like, a huge uptick in, like, crazy either paranormal activity or from, like, hospitals and places that they work, or a huge uptick in the number of incidences that they deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I really am glad that I do not work in that field, because that's a lot of
No.
It's a lot of things. Like, I have buddies on the fire department that I know, and, like, there have been a few days where they have slept not at all because it's been one call right after another. And I'm like, ooh, that's rough.
Yep.
That's really rough. I'm sorry. I feel bad for you. That sounds rough.
Yes.
That sounds awful.
Yeah.
Do not wish that on anybody. That sounds...
I can think of a few.
Yeah, but, I mean, it sounds awful, though.
Yeah, it does.
Like, they're not sleeping at all.
Yeah.
And that doesn't seem very safe, but I don't know.
Not when you think of what their job is, but okay.
Right. But we have friends that are, like, overseas on our Discord channel, and even they have experienced
They have.
weird activities in their haunted hospital that they work in, and such. So it's just interesting to see the paranormal community like really called out during this eclipse versus older ones.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It seems weird. Like the last eclipse, I don't think we've seen nearly as much activity.
No,
like,
there's
from
definitely
paranormal.
more activity for this one
Yeah.
than there was last one. Now, is it because everything lines up so well with the full moon, the solar flares, the comet, the moon being closer to Earth? Is it everything just happens to line up right, or is there something else going on?
Well, I don't know. So like kind of like leads us into our next kind of like topic, because like CERN is kind of interesting, and they're doing like a massive like startup of the Hadron Collider.
I'm not even going to try to say what it is, but it's their particle like accelerator thing.
And so like I'm not really big on the sciences, but like the town that CERN is built on, the exact site that it's built on is supposedly a temple to Apollyon. And Apollyon is supposedly the archangel that opens the gates to hell in the Revelations. So that's a little weird when you consider that, you know, like they're trying to find dark matter and open portals. Well, the conspiracy is that they're trying to find they are trying to find new particles, but the conspiracy is that they're opening portals to like the other world.
Right.
And as they're taking black matter from between this world, this dimension, and the veil, is like
things are slipping through.
Right, it's between this world and the veil, which is like the other world, like the world of the dead, whatever you want to call it.
The other dimension, and there's
like
a little
space
gray area.
Yeah. Right, there's a little space between it. Well, they're trying to take like dark matter from that, and as they're taking it from that, they're also bringing things into this world, like it's following them. But they also, you know, there's been a lot of reports that like new portals are opening, and there's
some pretty interesting videos out there floating around that, I'm sorry, watching some of them, you can look at it and be like, yeah, that's totally fake. But then there's other ones that
you're like, what is that? And why? But like, what is that? Mostly, what is that? But I mean, there's a lot of conspiracies around CERN right now. Like their opening ceremony was kind of weird. A lot of like weird costumes with demonic-esque masks and lots of dancing. And outside of their building is a giant statue of Shibu. Which is the goddess that danced the universe into existence, which is how they it's her dance mimics the way particles move is how they described it, and that's she's there.
Why they have it.
Right.
But then there's also, along with that, there's also the conspiracy theories that most of the people who were involved with this whole creation of this thing are all part of the secret society, and they're all, I don't want to call them this and have it be an insult to either side, but they're claiming that they're like Satanists or devil worshippers, or they're cult-like or whatever.
Right. There's a lot of videos surrounding CERN and on their premises and stuff. Like they had that big giant hoax that they claimed was a hoax, where they had like weird people sacrifices during it.
And
that was a little weird
because they had a lit something or other, and they like stabbed it right into the girl's chest. So I don't know, but that was weird.
It was a little weird. we've gone down the rabbit hole on this one, and we've watched a lot of things, and it's a little weird.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
Now, with all of the stuff that people are saying are happening because of CERN, then you take that into everything we just said about the uptick in activity, and not just activity, the more negative activity.
Right.
People losing their ever-loving minds. It kind of all ties together.
Yeah. I mean, you know, they're saying that, you know, they're opening the portals and they're trying to find like a new timeline for us. They said that the first time they fired CERN, well, that's not what the accelerator is called, but we're going to go with that. The first time they started their particle accelerator collider thing up, they merged us into a different timeline.
Yes.
Which is how we get the Mandela effect, where people, you know, that are older, like our age, are like, hey, that's not how we remembered that, you know, logo, that jingle, that.
You got the Looney Tunes, you've got, oh my gosh, there's so many of them.
We could probably spend an entire episode on just the Mandela effect. There's
easy.
So many things that have changed between the time we were little and we remember it to 2012, which is when they originally claimed that like the whole world ended and the collider merged us onto a new plane. It merged us into a new timeline, and now they're trying to find us another new timeline because this one is junk. And
I do agree, but
well, I mean, they're trying to find us another one, but they're having problems like finding one where the world doesn't end in 2012. So they're like, they keep swapping us into new timelines every time they like fire up this accelerator, which is it's a little weird. I mean
weird. The whole Mandela effect thing, I totally get that, because there's so many things that are not the way I remember them. But the whole shooting us to new timelines and stuff, I have a hard time, my brain has a hard time going
right. Like the whole multiple timeline things. Like, is it possible that there are multiple timelines? Yes. How do we know for sure that we're merging into new timelines? You don't really.
Yeah.
And then you have that other thing, like if they're merging us into new timelines, like,
isn't that going to cause some sort of chaos somewhere else?
Or like you would think that everybody would have found like their other personality in this timeline. Like that was how my brain works.
Well, that kind of goes in with like the whole doppelganger things.
Oh, yeah. Never thought of that. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I'm not big into conspiracy theories.
Do you think that they're opening portals with CERN? With the new particle accelerator thingy? Do you think it's possible that you can open a portal and summon demons in? With a particle accelerator?
You know, the whole particle accelerator thing isn't new.
Right.
And we're going on this whole tangent about how, you know, everybody is looking at all these conspiracy theories and losing their minds. And in our lifetime, we have also lived through this once before with Y2K.
Yeah. Valid point.
It's just, this is what everybody's talking about right now.
New
So
Y2K craze.
Yeah.
But we're like
it's just the more advanced version.
The more scientific-y advanced version. Everyone's losing their mind because they think the world's going to end.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just,
but I think the fact
with the talk of the Hadron Collider opening portals on that, it falls into conspiracy theories with finding the staircases in the woods.
Oh, yeah. That's a little weird. Just
Stairways to nowhere.
Doorways to nothing.
Yeah.
That's a little weird. Yeah.
But I think the main reason everybody seems to be getting so worked up over it this time is because they're doing it the same day all these other things are going on.
Yeah.
And you have a big chunk of humanity who says it's the end of times because of the state of the world, the eclipse, this, that, and the other. Then you add this on top of that. So now these people who think it's the end of times, then you have these people over here who say, well, it may not be the end of times for your reason, but it's the end of times because of this. So then they all have something to agree on and disagree at the same time. And
yeah, it's been a
How
weird.
else would you harness all that chaotic energy?
well,
I mean,
that's
he
the
makes
other
a
thing they're
valid
saying,
point.
because everybody's going so nuts over it. They're using that energy and that negativity is also helping them pull more things through.
Yeah. 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 I mean, so like our group has been around for like a few years now. Even before our group started, like we've started when they fired the Hadron Collider the last time. I feel like we had not like a huge uptick in paranormal activity, but it's progressively gotten
Yeah.
more.
Over the last few years, it has definitely gotten more active.
Right.
More people are noticing it now too,
Right.
whether that's simply because there's not such a stigma about it, or if it's because more people are becoming sensitive. I don't know.
Yeah. It's definitely like interesting.
But that's the other part too. You have the spiritualist community who say this is the big awakening.
Yeah.
So
It's the
then
big
you've got that.
awakening where everybody who is meant to have some kind of abilities will have abilities, and everybody who already does have abilities are gonna get
Like times
new
100.
new things are gonna come to light, and it's just been a very interesting few months watching the different communities like argue over whether or not everyone is gonna die.
Yeah, is everyone gonna die, or is
I mean,
everyone gonna now have these? Well, not everyone, but the vast majority now gonna have these abilities, and the veil is gonna thin and eventually be non-existent. And
yeah, I mean,
How do we know we're not already dead? And this is just a memory we're reliving.
it could be like those like Matrix-y movies where like not like the Matrix.
I'm not going
but
in that
like-
one.
But like
You can talk about that
it
one.
could be like
No, I don't play.
it
No,
could be the simulation though.
I don't
I'm
play
just
that
saying.
game.
Like
nope.
This person playing The Sims needs to make better choices.
I want the reset button.
right. Click
Yeah,
the
no.
reset, Control Alt Delete,
Yeah.
restart this game, this whole simulation, so that we can go back to when things were like not stupid.
Yeah.
Can we go back to before COVID when like things were normal-ish, normaler,
Ish. Yeah.
and yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. It is weird. But then you have the UFOs and Project Bluebeam,
Yeah.
and they're. And the fact that that is happening at the same time all of this other stuff is happening, it makes you wonder.
Right.
Because, like the UFO invasion, as everyone is calling it, like we've had an uptick in those sightings.
And it's more than
lot.
just like one or two here or there. It's like clusters of them, and
Here, there, and everywhere. And
Yeah.
it's not even like one specific area. Like there's lots of different clusters.
yeah, they're like everywhere now.
Everywhere.
It's not like just the
One or two here,
cornfields
there.
of wherever.
Right. It's not just one or two UFOs here and there. They're like everywhere now. And, part of like Project Bluebeam is like their first thing is like there's an alien invasion.
Yep.
And that is how like everything snowballs.
Yep.
And it starts the whole
Then after
weird.
then after that they go to big massive earthquakes, and they uncover.
They've already started the
Yeah.
earthquakes.
Then we uncover hidden texts and stuff that go against or discredit stuff from the various religions.
Yeah, and then they have like where they like hologram different gods,
Jesus, Muhammad,
different deities.
Buddha. They've got
like,
all the.
They're gonna hologram them into the sky and talk to everybody and convince everybody to convert to like one giant religion, and they're gonna do away with like money. It's very like Mark of the Beast-ish.
Yeah.
Plot twist, they're all going to be white men.
Probably. Wouldn't doubt it. I
but-
mean,
It's
They're not
kinda-
going to look like their respective religions and races from the areas they come from.
probably not. I mean,
I don't know.
but they say that Project Bluebeam can like telepathically talk to
Yeah,
people.
they use the radio waves and they can actually
talk to like
make
specific
the people think that it is their god or their deity that is talking to them in their head, and they're going to convince them whatever the end game is, and then there's supposed to be one final catastrophe after that that is going to make everybody convert to the one religion, or
belief.
well, it's supposed to be the Antichrist is what it's supposed to be,
Right.
is what they're supposed to convince everyone to follow, and then everybody, it'll be the new world order, and there'll be
very-
no money, there'll be none of this, and if you don't abide by this particular religion, if you want to call it that,
kill you.
yeah, you will be
Very Mark of the Beast. Like,
Yeah.
that's what it reminds me of. It's a whole lot of the movie Mark of the Beast. If you
Yeah.
haven't seen it, go watch it. It is very much like they do away with money. Everybody gets a weird microchippy thingy. If you refuse
Yeah.
the microchip, they kill you.
Yeah.
And then later on in the movie, they have like the revelation where like people float into the sky. It's very weird and alieny, but not alienish. It's a very weird. I don't know. That movie gave me
So it's
nightmares.
basically the concept of the Christians during the Crusades.
Yeah, it's very
Convert or
like-
die.
Yes, with the added flavorings of it's the
Science
revelations, and now
It's now the rapture.
yes, and now it's the aliens are making the rapture happen. I don't know. It's very weird. It's
It
a
is.
whole
It is.
weird concept, but you know they have like lots of UFOs, and now they have also the weird like portals in the middle of nowhere.
Oh my God, yeah.
We
And
went
there's
down-
there's more than just the one in the California desert. I searched some more, and there's more that look like that throughout different places in
Right.
or on the earth.
Right, but why does a place in the middle of the desert that looks like a weirdly shaped lake
It looks like a UFO shape, but it's not. It's got something. Well, there's
It
either
looks
something
like
in it or it's a vast pit
greenish-
to nowhere.
Right, it looks like greenish, glowy, weird water on Google Maps.
Yeah. But why
it-
does it need tanks? Like in one tiny little blown up piece of the picture, there was like 15 tanks pointed the opposite direction. And those tanks are scattered all around this thing, and that was just one tiny little snippet.
But like, why?
I don't know. Why are you shooting what's coming at it instead of what's coming out of it or into it or
I don't know, but I kind of want to know, but I don't want to know, but I kind of want to know.
I
Like,
kind of want to know, but I'm afraid I'd never sleep again
like,
if I knew.
is this like the pit to hell? Is this
They're
like
There's one group that says it's a secret portal for UFOs. Then there's another group that says it's just a plain old portal. And then there's another group that says it's where a spaceship landed.
Well, I mean, I don't know, because if you look at the picture, you have the weird, like, UFO lake-y shaped
Yeah.
thing, and then, like, mirror image of it,
Yep.
it's like an imprint
Yeah.
of the exact same shape. It's very weird.
It is very weird. And
It's
then if
very
you
not
go,
right.
like there was another guy who went and did snapshots of Google Earth from like the 90s to now. And originally it was a rectangle with these weird like shapes and things in it. And then over the Hang on. It looks like we're back up live.
Welcome back, guys.
Hi. So
got-
we just had the weirdest thing happen.
Yeah, we got like the blue screen of death on the computer, and it completely shut off on us in the middle of our tangent about the UFOs and stuff, which is probably one of the weirdest things that we've had happen
Yeah. So
on our show.
anyways, I was talking about the Google Earth image where the guy did the little screen captures from the 90s to now. And it started off as this rectangle-y thing with all these weird shapes and things. And it kind of almost in some of the pictures, it looked like there was a border around parts of it. And then it changed a little bit and then changed a little bit more. And then boom, there was that thing. And then the thing like changed colors throughout the years. It went to like a glowy blue and a black and
It's like a neon green
Yeah.
colored. It's been weird watching it, like flipping through the pictures and like it changes shape. And then like the imprint of it shows up on the opposite side of it.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
And then there's other random ones that I found while I was going down that whole wormhole. There's other ones in different areas too.
Right.
That are pretty similar.
Yeah, and then we seen the one where I don't know where that one was, but you had me Google the
Coordinates.
the coordinates, and I looked them up, and it was this weird like almost like it was like a sinkhole, but like in the sky. So
Yeah,
it
it
was
was wild.
like kind of like black hole.
Kind of looked like a reverse funnel cloud in the sky.
Yes, it was very like wormhole-y. It was very weird.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of weird things on the internet, but that's probably one of the weirdest things that I've seen on the internet. I don't know.
I don't know. I saw one. Oh, I'll have to see if I can ever find it again. It's out in the middle of the ocean, and it is the weirdest thing because it's all water, but then there's this weird little thing in the middle of the water, and I'm like, it's not an island because you can like zoom in, and it's not an island. It's just this weird
Blob.
ugh. Yeah. I'll have to
Weird.
see if I can find it again.
I mean,
There
the
are
weirdest thing.
there are sinkholes in the ocean. They're named blue holes,
oh,
and it basically creates an underwater lake.
huh. Interesting. That's weird.
Yeah.
Not like the weirdest thing we've ever seen, but that's weird.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think that like there would be a lake underneath more water. Like I didn't know that
Yeah.
was a thing.
No, I didn't really know how you could have a lake in
An ocean?
Different water pressures,
Oh, yeah.
different temperature of water.
Okay, I could see that. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. So, what do you think about the alien things? Do you think we're going to be invaded by the aliens?
Starlink thing. We forgot that part too.
Invasion of the body snatchers.
Invasion of the body snatchers. I mean, like some of our kids have been acting like funky.
Yeah.
So, it's possible. I don't know. So, like,
How many galaxies? And you're going to tell me we're the only intelligent being, and we're not all that intelligent?
I mean, no, but like,
They need to stay on their side. We stay on our side. We all be cool.
none shall the two meet in between.
Right?
I'm good.
This
I
is
don't-
my space. That is your space.
Right. Y'all have all of that area up there.
We just have this one measly planet. Y'all stay away.
Right? I don't know.
With
It's just,
aspirations to go invade others.
look how well that's gotten for us. They're talking about the
Oh,
moon landings
that
being faked
reminded
and
me.
stuff. So,
That reminded me with the Eclipse and the CERN thing, NASA is also going to be firing 4 rockets.
why?
You tell me there's got to be a
Are
reason.
they trying to like blind their astronaut piloty people? Like that's just weird. I don't know.
I don't know. There's got to be a reason they're shooting 4 of them off.
There has to be.
What are you trying to stop from?
Coming in? What are you trying to like? What information are you trying to gather from?
Right?
From
You're going to launch
this?
because they're all going to coincide with the eclipse and the CERN. So
That's a little weird.
they're they're trying to either do something or stop something. There's no other explanation for
Yeah,
all of that.
That's some speculation, though.
it is. But I mean,
But when you put it all together,
yeah,
out of all the times they could fire off,
Still a conspiracy theory.
it is a conspiracy. But
It
we're
is a
talking about
theory.
the conspiracy theories tonight, though. So
It's
that's okay.
It's a theory and speculation, so yeah, it could be anything else.
Right. Well, and then
It could just happen to be a coincidence.
right. Well,
I don't believe in coincidence.
right. Well, and then you have the whole moon landing thing, and
Oh yeah,
so one of Project Bluebeam's people, or a reporter that is like following them, confronted Buzz Aldrin
yeah.
a couple years ago, I guess, and accused him of faking the moon landing, and he punched him, which I think is the greatest thing on the face of the planet. Like, I really would have loved to see this old man like deck him and knock him out, but there have been interviews with him with like kids where
the one with the kid where I wish I could remember exactly how it went, but the kid was asking questions about being an astronaut and landing on the moon, and well, if we did it once, why can't we do it again? And he looks at the kid and he goes on this tangent, and then he says, but we were never there. And everybody just stopped.
so is it he's getting old and he doesn't
Right?
remember?
Does he have a little dementia?
Possible. Or is it like everybody's
Like he's
else?
coming to the end of his life and he's like,
don't
here it
care.
is.
Right, but a lot of people don't think that we landed on the moon and it was a big, like,
Yeah.
in
We
your
have
face.
one of those right there.
Well, then again, I mean, if the first time they fired the Hadron Collider and they forced us into a new timeline, who's to say we actually landed on the moon in this timeline?
That's true. That is true. But if you look at some
And,
of the videos from
As
the moon landing,
as we were
it's
talking
weird.
about how we haven't met our others that we are now, maybe some of us merged in and some of us didn't.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Like the merging of the people. Like I didn't think that
there
was
are-
possible. But I guess it's possible. I didn't think it's possible.
There are certain paranormal communities who believe that spirits and ghosts that you can see in hauntings are just another timeline.
That's true. We did talk about that on one of our other podcasts about like what if it's a new like
What if it's a timeline?
on
What
a
if that
different
person?
timeline.
What if that was one of the people that just didn't merge?
I don't know, because I have a hard time with the whole timeline thing. So
Well,
I don't know.
we were just talking about how, you know, everybody is putting this out there that it's a big awakening.
Yeah.
What if those that didn't awaken didn't merge?
Oh.
No, that can't work.
You,
Because he
anything-
ain't nowhere near awakening.
I mean,
Well, I mean,
just because you don't think he's near awakening, maybe he has. Maybe he's got some higher intelligence than we know of.
He don't feed it. Don't feed it. No, don't feed it.
is he an alien?
Well, that yes, yes. I 100.
Well, that would put him at a higher intelligence.
Would it really though?
He's an alien. He brought his spawnling with him.
Yes.
It would
Hey,
explain a lot of your children's
Yes, it really
activities.
would.
It would. It would.
anything is possible in conspiracy theories.
It is. It is. But
Y'all wanted to go down this rabbit hole.
right, I'm down for it. I think it's fun. It's weird.
April married an alien.
The one thing that she hates the most is the one thing she married. That's hilarious. I'm sorry. That would be your luck.
Yeah, it would be.
saying.
It would be. No, I do not.
I mean,
It would be your luck.
he's got the big eyes and the bald head.
Yeah.
He is kind of grayish. He's very pale.
It's very weird.
It's a costume. You've seen Men in Black.
Skin suit. Does he got a zipper somewhere?
I'll show you a zipper.
No thanks, I'm good. But you know, they think, a lot of people think the moon landings were faked because when you look at the video, okay, if there's supposedly no atmosphere in space, that would lead me to think that there's no wind. So how does a flag wave if there's no wind?
Like this.
Well, that and
It's very weird.
If you look at the flag, a lot of times in the moon landings, that thing looks like it's made out of cardboard.
Oh, it most definitely is. It's made out of something.
Yeah, it would be
Well,
made
I
out of
mean,
something.
I mean, not like a regular, what we would normally make a flag out of. Like, it's not made of fabric.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would just like and do nothing.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they made it out of
Something.
something, not a fabric.
There's no gravity on the moon, so it would probably stick straight up.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think of that. Yeah, but still, it would do something other than what it did. Like, it wouldn't stand straight out.
I don't know.
just
Unless
weird.
they had a piece of wire through it to hold it out.
And it was hooked to his hand, and he went.
He was waving it.
Okay. Anyways,
How did the lunar lander take back off?
I don't know.
As far as that goes, there would have been no rocket propulsion on it.
Oh. Huh. I don't know. That's a little weird.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's weird. But now they're talking about using the Starlink for Project Bluebeam,
Yes.
which is those like long strips of like
That made
Lights
everybody
in
think
the
they were
in
seeing
the sky.
UFOs
Right.
all at once, too.
it's weird. I mean, I guess it's possible that they could
I've seen it twice.
beam things through the Starlink. You've seen it. Is it weird looking?
That,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen it.
Does it look like an alien?
It's just a line of light.
It looks like the... It looks like the banners that the planes pull, and it wiggles that way as it goes through the sky.
Oh, that's weird.
And when you
With lights.
when you first look at it, you could totally say, hey, there's like 10 or 12 UFOs in a line because it wiggles. So you're thinking, okay, they could all be traveling.
Oh.
But then you're like, oh, yeah, that's the Starlink.
It travels in a straight line, too, so
But
That's weird.
it's not that erratic.
the if you're looking at that as far as the Project Bluebeam, it would make sense because they were in such a rush to get all these up and
Right.
operational. So could it be because they were counting on those to do this?
It's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know the full extent of what the Starlinks are capable of and why they were in such a rush to get them like up and going.
Yeah.
It would make sense that they would have some kind of ulterior motive for that.
I mean, sorry to say, but the vast majority of governments out there can't be trusted anyways.
True.
So who am I to say that what they're saying these are for is the truth?
Right.
I mean, it's no different than ancient monarchies, so...
I was waiting for the computers to shut off.
Right?
I was
Couldn't
waiting.
trust the nobles back in the day. You can't trust the government now.
True. True. It's just been a very weird month. It's been a very weird time with all of the stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
There's a whole lot of stuff going on right now, and everything just coincides with another thing and another thing and another thing. So
Right?
It all coincides, but she doesn't believe in coincidence.
I don't, but they're all happening around the same time, which leads me to believe there's something bigger at play. Is it the end of the world? I don't know.
I hope.
Is it something good? Is it something bad? I don't know. But even in the spiritual community, for the last like 3 to 6 months, everybody has had this feeling of impending doom. There is something coming. Nobody can say what it is. Nobody's getting any specific feelings about anything other than we always have that feeling that there is something coming.
Which kind of leads us into Nostradamus. I can't say his name.
Nostradamus.
Him, yes, that one. My mouth is just not cooperating today.
Never does. You said it, not me.
But so a lot of his predictions that he made, like for
A lot of them have come to fruition.
yeah. So the newer one is that he thought that
the way he phrased his prediction, one of them for 2024 would be that Prince Harry would become king. Okay. Now, with things that we know today, does that seem likely? No.
no.
But when you factor in King Charles has cancer, okay? Now,
The Princess of Wales has cancer.
she has cancer. So, is it something that could be possible? I could totally see something along that lines happening, because if the king passes away, if
Prince William.
thank you, if something happens to his wife, if he steps away to take care of her, or if she passes away, he steps away to take care of the kids or whatever,
Right.
who would be next in line?
Harry.
So, is it feasible? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
feasible. I can't see it actually happening, but the vast majority of his things that he has said has come true.
Yeah. He predicted a lot of stuff, like 9/11.
Yep.
He's done a lot of interesting predictions.
He predicts that we are going to have a new pope this year.
Oh, that should be interesting.
He also predicted, again,
With
I can't
everything
remember the
else.
verbiage, but it was something about a war. And
The war with China.
yeah, because the way he phrased it was the red.
Yeah. The
So-
Red Army will turn pale or
Something
something.
about an ocean, so everybody assumes that would be China.
And the
Oh,
ocean.
the Red Army is Russia.
Yeah. But the one guy was saying China because of the
Which,
flag
if we
or-
look at that, the war with Ukraine.
Right.
That's already happening. So,
Right.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, we are pretty much a heartbeat away from a war with Russia at this
Right.
point.
So, I mean, it's possible that they could be wrong and it's not China. It is Russia. And
Yeah.
in that case, it has already come true and we're already at war with
Right.
Russia.
Well, we're not.
Well,
Well,
we're not.
we're a heartbeat
but
away from it.
I mean, we might as well be because we have, we're helping Ukraine and all the other stuff. So
Yeah.
it's a matter of time before it's another world war
Yes.
with everything that's going on.
Yes.
But it said that like the ocean will tremble or something like that. It was very weird the way he
Yeah.
worded it. So
Yeah.
I'm curious
Godzilla.
to see. I'm curious to see how that comes into.
How it plays out, that would be pretty interesting because
But I mean, Russia does control a lot of like ports and stuff like that. So
yep,
kind of makes sense.
it does, and he predicts a bunch of natural disasters this year, but again, those seem to be getting worse every year as well.
Right. We've had a lot of natural disasters
Yeah.
lately. A lot.
Yeah.
The weird tornado the supposed tornado that was supposed to rip all through our home state, but then they had like a bunch of other states around us that had a bunch of tornadoes, which was a little weird that it was all at once.
And
we
then-
don't really see that very often.
A few weeks ago, we had one of the highest level tornado which is pretty much unheard of for here.
Yeah.
And you've got all the floods, all the hurricanes getting so bad.
The earthquake that just hit a few days ago
In
that was
Pennsylvania.
felt
Or no,
all the
not
way.
Pennsylvania, New Jersey.
It was felt from New Jersey all the way through almost to Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Which was a little weird. Like
Yep.
normally you don't get that big of
We've
a
had,
hit.
what, like 4 or 6
Yeah.
here this year alone, which again is unheard of.
In the last year for our area, we've gotten quite a few like random tremors. And last summer we got hit with a lot of tornado sirens and stuff, which was weird for our area.
Not last summer.
It was last summer.
It was 2 summers ago.
It was last summer too. We got hit
Oh.
with like 2 or 3 of them last summer too.
I don't remember hearing them at all.
But in the last few years we've
Yeah.
had quite a few
Yeah, definitely
more
an
than
uptick in all the weird weather phenomena.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a lot of weird weather stuff. Oh, and then this year we're supposed to get the cicada apocalypse.
Oh yeah. Yay.
So we're supposed to get hit with like a bunch
I
more,
think it's 2 different broods coming out.
yeah, like more cicadas than what we have seen in a long time. Because there's 2 broods coming.
Yay. Just what I love.
Yay.
Bugs. Bugs and A-words. Yeah, it's
The
gonna be a
bugs
great
that
year.
scream. That's even
Cicadas,
better.
the thing
That leave
tried to
body
force-
parts laying all around. Ugh.
Ugh.
Cicadas, the things that try to force their way in my ear.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Sitting outside at Megan's one night, drinking a beer, I got smacked in the ear with one.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Cicadas are
What
gross.
No thanks. I'm good. So
But again, that kind of ties back in through like the revelation.
yeah, it does because
Stuff
Yeah.
because like
the locust.
the locust. I don't know if like that's necessarily considered a locust type
No,
species.
locusts are,
No, but
locusts are grasshoppers.
Like giant,
still,
weird,
it's-
gross grasshoppers, but still, it's close enough.
Yeah.
It's a bug. We're getting hit with like weird bugs and stuff.
You've got the
and
weird weather. You've got the bugs. You've got. Ugh, no thanks.
weird weather, weird bugs,
Yeah.
not Starlink, the Bluebeam, the weird everything else.
Yeah,
and
no.
no.
Yeah.
Good.
I think we've about talked our ear off today.
Yeah.
So
been interesting.
next weekend, road trip.
Yes. I'm so excited.
Yes, we will be going back to Hotel Conneaut Lake, PA. It is a paranormal and psychic fair. We have a table. We will be showing off our gear for people to look at. We have some evidence that we're going to have up so people can hear it. We have some merch. Yay! We have some gemstone jewelry that we're going to be selling
Yep.
that we charged with the full moon. They have been
Smudge.
blessed. They are going to get
yards.
charged with the eclipse.
Yeah. It should make for an interesting amulet
Yes.
for some people.
Yes.
It's pretty cool. And then Friday night, we have a meet and greet.
Yes.
So if you guys are out that way, you should come say hi, get to know us, hang out. It'll be fun.
And then Saturday, it's the actual event from 8 to 5, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
And then Sunday, same, 8 to 5. Come check out our table. There's tons of really great vendors there. There are tons of readers.
Yeah.
Check out
There's
our table.
another-
Check out our evidence. You can get some merch.
Yeah, there's a lot. We had a lot of fun last year when we went. We were like the talk of the whole fair last year because of our mini ghost hunt. We're not really sure if we're allowed to do that this year. It depends on the renovations that they're doing to the hotel. So we're
Yeah.
hoping.
We're hoping
Fingers
we'll be able
crossed that we'll be able to do it again. It'll be so fun. We did it last year. We had a blast
to. Yeah.
with all of our large group of like 30 people.
No, it wasn't. It was only 20.
We just kept getting
They just kept
stragglers
following
from other
us.
groups. But it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. It was great. It's fun times.
It was.
Should be even more fun because we'll be at the hotel this year versus last year.
Yeah.
We won't be at the
Creepy clown motel.
where every horror movie that has ever been starts hotel.
Yeah, and we had The Exorcist playing on the TV all night, so we kept waking up to random screams.
Yeah. Yeah, that was great.
That was fun.
And you'd hear like random like barfing on the screen, and
You'd
then
hear
you're
her
like
growling,
jumping
and
up,
then
and
you'd
we're
hear her
like,
scream.
"What's going on?" Oh, nope, it's just the movie. We're all alive and breathing. We're good.
1,
Going
2,
back to
3,
bed.
4, no extra bodies, okay.
So, and the doors will actually lock this time, which
Yes.
is great. 'Cause
Hopefully.
hopefully, okay. Well, hope. Knock on wood. Fingers crossed. The door's actually locked. Cause
At least the door doesn't go to outside.
yes, I'm okay with it's not going to outside. Last time, that hotel was a little sketchy. The door didn't lock quite right, and
Yeah.
it was a little sketchier than we would have liked
Yeah.
to have.
Lesson learned.
Yes, lesson learned. Book early. But Hotel Connie is always fun. It's
Yeah.
got a lot of history there. There's been a lot of deaths on the property.
There is an event page for it on Facebook.
Yes. Look at if you have us on Facebook, follow us. There should be a link for
There
the
is.
event.
Yeah.
It's a fun time.
It is.
It was a lot of fun last year. So
Yeah, it was.
hopefully we get to do the ghost hunts again, because
I hope so.
that was a lot of fun. We only get 15 tickets though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, see you later, guys. Have a great night. Be safe, savages.